How's my reading been, you ask? Well, I'll be honest with you, it hadn't been good at all. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and it's time to do the weekly reading wrap-up. But before we dive in, please do me a favor, like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. You can check the description box down below for links to all of my social media, including, well, my book club / Patreon, which you can join for as little as $1 a month, and the Wizards Enclave Discord if you want to join a great bookish community. With that spiel out of the way, guys, we need to talk about this week, because if the start of November was some of the greatest reading weeks I've ever had, the start of December is the exact opposite. Not to say that I'm reading bad books. I just don't feel like reading, and that's fine. You go as a reader through these, dips and valleys, and eventually you'll come out of it and you'll get the highs of the amazing reads. But let me tell you what, I had plans. I was going to finish a bunch of series this month. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. So let's talk about this. Empire of the Dawn. I'm about 7% into Empire of the Dawn. It's good. But I feel like we're just retreading ground that we've already walked over. Basically, something explosive has happened. Gabriel has reacted emotionally. He's ridden off. People have come after him. And, now they're all squabbling with each other. And I'm like, I feel like we do this 17 times a book. And I'm just kind of tired. It's still good. It's still entertaining. And I can tell things are going to wrap up. But at the same time, when I look at this page count and I'm 7% in and I'm like, please move it along. Can we just already do this bit as hey, it happened off screen. I can tell you the entire scenario where he said 16 curse words, F my face, and then we move on. It just, by the way, if you don't know, that's his catchphrase. I'm not actually saying that. But anyway, it's just, I don't know. I'm going to put it to the side for right now. It's not that I'm not enjoying it. Can we move it along and stop redoing the same thing over and over and over again? I get it's part of the character. I get that's part of the story. After about, I don't know, this would be my 1500th page of this. If I can do math, maybe it's my 1400, 1300, somewhere in there. Just, no thanks. And so right now, I need to wait until I'm in a better mindset to digest this. Because I'm like, oh yeah, we're back with the gang and everybody like that. I don't know, it's not hitting the way I want it to. So there's that. I read 7% of that. So, that's like 50, 60 pages. I'm now 50% into The Broken Sword by L.L. McCrae. And let me tell you what, I'm enjoying this. I would give this a solid B to B+. I would give it a 7 to... No, a 7 would be a C. We'll give it an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 so far. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know how we're going to wrap it up, though, because I can see the pieces slowly moving around and people getting into place to move on the chessboard, but I just don't know how we're going to get to checkmate endgame. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Who survives? Is everybody going to survive? Are some people not going to survive? What's going to happen? And just to see where all of these characters have ended up, been very, very rewarding. So I'm anxious to finish out The Broken Sword. I'll probably finish it, I want to say in 10 days. 10 days might be feasible. Yeah, so in 10 days I'll probably be done with this. 55% at the time of recording, probably by the end of the evening. I did finish my holdover from last month, and that is When Wizards Follow Fools by Andrew Rowe. This is probably my least favorite of the Arcane Ascension books, but I still gave it a 4 out of 5. Mainly because the stuff that I know would bother most readers here just doesn't bother me, just because of who I am and the backgrounds that I have. I will say the last 50% of this book, straight gas. It's just awesome. Full throttle, tons of action. We get a lot of character development. And I remember thinking a couple books ago, I'm like, how is Corrin going to get through the progression power-up level? And now I'm kind of seeing it. I'm like, oh, he's going to do it in the most Corrin way possible, which is kind of exciting and fun and interesting to explore. And he's just going to fiddle with all the magic systems, and he's going to basically do his own thing. And I'm really excited to read Book 6. I've actually picked up Book 6 on audio. I just need to pick up Book 6 on physical so I can then do my immersion read. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to more Arcane Ascension. I still need to do the Edge of the Woods 1 and 2, but after that, like I think I'm 3 books in the entire universe, other than the co-authored works. I think I'll be caught up with all of Andrew Rowe's universe there. So that's exciting. The Wrecker. I've read the prologue to The Wrecker with Isaac Bell. This is Isaac Bell number 2. And let me tell you what, I am going to try and fit this in. I really enjoyed the prologue, but for some reason my mood was just like, you don't want to read this right now. Which my brain seems to be telling me about everything. You should have been here while I was trying to figure out what to replace Dawn of the Vampire. I pulled out, what was it? Dead Witch Walking. I pulled out some Dean Koontz. I pulled out like Ghost Radio, Darcy Coates, Red River 7. Like I was like, I think I need to inject some horror into my TBR. And so as soon as I like came to the decision, I was like, hey, I need to maybe read a little bit of horror because I've been reading either too much historical thrillers or too much fantasy. Like a nice horror might, spice things up a little bit. So I went to the Patreon, which again, linked in the description box down below, and I posted 2 books, which I'm going to start trying to do at least once a month because a lot of the times I just make a random decision and I like to engage my patrons in the audience. So I let them choose between 2 things that I'd picked up that both sounded good. And one of them was Philip Fricassi's The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. Sorry, I'm looking at the spine off screen. That's by Philip Fricassi, or Coffin Moon. Now I have Coffin Moon in my hand, so you know what the patrons chose. This book is gorgeous, by the way. This is by Keith Rawson, who is also the author of Fever House and its sequel, which I need to pick up. And I wish I could afford to get it from Black Crow Books, but I can't right now. It's not in the budget. So I might just end up either picking up like standard paperbacks or hardcovers. This is done in like a tense that I'm not normally like used to. It's like the story is being told to me. I'm terrible at remembering what tense a book is in. Like if I can tell you if the tense switches on me, or if it feels a bit odd. Here it feels like, hey, this is what this guy did. And so it's just kind of interesting. The beginning of the book is nothing special. I have a feeling that after we get past the beginning of the book, it will get a lot better. Essentially, the beginning of the book is a very tried and true formula. We've got this young girl who has had this family tragedy. She's been rehomed with her aunt and her uncle. She's got these violent outbursts where she's acting up in school. She gets into a fight in school. The uncle owns a bar. He's a recovering alcoholic, war vet. This takes place, I think, in the 70s. And, it says at the beginning, 1975. And so it's just this kind of frame-up setup of this family. And he's, like, dealing with alcoholism and PTSD and all that, and, like, trying to survive and do right by his niece, who's got a very unfortunate circumstances. Her mom's in prison. Her father has passed away. And just all sorts of stuff. And I'm just like, okay, when the horror hits, I have a feeling it's going to be amazing. Because I think this has got like either a 4.1 or a 4.4 rating over on Goodreads. And if you know anything about Goodreads, that's incredibly high. So I'm still incredibly optimistic. But where I'm at right now, I've only read chapter 1 as of today. And it's just very much like a setup introduction of like, I've kind of seen this before. So I'm hoping as I get further into the book, it becomes truly, truly special. And then that brings us to the final book that I have been spending almost all of my effort on working my way through, and that is Bloodless by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. And let me tell you what, this book is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought this was the start of a new trilogy, because I kind of know the frame up of the next book, and I'm like, oh, that next book is just going to be the middle book of the entire trilogy. This is kind of the setup book for the trilogy, but it's completely separate, I think. Essentially, in the last 2 books, Pendergast has been in Florida dealing with crimes there. And here he makes it all the way back to Savannah, Georgia. He's trying to make it to New York to get back to Riverside Drive. And basically, there's all of these mysterious killings. Bodies are showing up completely drained of blood. Everybody's saying like, oh, here's this kind of local legend, this folklore of the Savannah vampire or something like that. And he's in the FBI and he's trying to figure out if this is a human killer or not. And the reason I say is if it's a human killer, you would know if you've read the first couple of books, maybe the killer isn't always human. Usually it is, but not always. And so it feels like a return to the supernatural thriller roots of the series, and that's been very enjoyable. I'm excited that we get a third outing with Armstrong Coldmoon. He feels a little bit more muted as a partner and a character in this book. Overall, I'm still really enjoying this. I am about halfway through the book. I should finish it by the end of the weekend. Really, I was just flailing all around trying to find something to read, and I kind of landed on Pendergast as my safe. I did a short of like, hey, which one should I read? Should I read The Record? Should I read Pendergast? And a lot of people said either read The Record or the Pendergast. I started Wrecker, and I was just like, not right now. And so we landed on Bloodless. And I gotta say, for Pendergast, number 20, to be 20 books into any series, that's impressive. But B, like, I'm just excited to see where this series is going to go from here, because I know it's going to return to one of my favorite setups in a different way. Because my favorite book in this entire series is book number 3. And that's The Cabinet of Curiosities. And I mean, book number 2 is called The Cabinet of Dr. Lang, who is one of the antagonists of the third book. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And so I think that excitement is what's pushing me through this book. I'm not loving it. I am enjoying it. But basically, we've got Constance kind of doing a side thing in this story where she did a side thing in the last story as well. And I'm curious to see how it's all going to come together and how we're going to resolve this story. But that's really the way my reading has been going. I've only finished one book this entire month, and I started that book in November. So reading is going terribly. But I'm doing okay. I'm not hating my books. I'm just not engaged with the stories that I'm reading. I'm not feeling called to just consume books, which is fine. Maybe I'm gearing up and just kind of resting up to launch into 2026 with renewed vigor. So we will see how things go. But please let me know in the comments down below how your reading is going. And remember, I am still running a giveaway for the banned book 1 and book 2 from the Broken Binding on the Patreon, which you can check in the description box down below. But that's all I've really got for today, guys. I hope you are doing well. Till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my passion and my hobby. It means the world to me.